Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Exidium here. I'm going to be doing a video today for you guys talking about Howling Abyss, the new map in League of Legends, and the game type ARAM or ARAM or whatever you want to call it. As you can see here on the video, I am giving you a quick overview of the map. And what it is in short term, the quickest way to explain this is picture the map Summoner's Rift, which is the main map in League of Legends, and it's just the mid lane. It is the mid lane of the Summoner's Rift is what it is. It's what it breaks down into. And so I'm going to be jumping into this game here. I'm playing as Gragas. First things first, you're going to notice you spawn in this base here, and I'm going to start buying things. Now if you look at my gold count, it's at 1375, which for those of you who play League of Legends a lot, know that that is more gold than you usually start off with in regular Summoner's Rift. So I believe this will change things up a little bit as far as what you buy for starting items, but as you will see, I will buy 2 Doran's rings and kind of just play it safe here, as I'm not exactly familiar with the game type yet and don't know the ins and outs of the playlist. So I'm just going to play it safe, buy some health potions, you know, the regular boots and Doran's rings, but I do think down the road you're going to see builds and guides for this game type where you just jump right into building up towards one of the bigger items like Rabadon's Death Cap, you know, the big ability power. So I'm going to approach mid here, and I'm going to kind of fade out and go to a scene where we get into a fight because I'd rather not have you guys sit and watch nothing. So another thing about the playlist is that you do not select your champion. I was giving Gragas before this. I don't think I've ever played him. I had to look up a guide. Yes, I'm a noob. I don't own him, so that's why I haven't played him, and he hasn't ever been free to play as far as I've been playing. I've only been playing for a month or so, so I've never played him. So this game type, it just automatically selects your champion for you. You have no choice of that. You can still select your masteries, you can still select your runes, and then obviously your flash and ignite. You can use whatever you want, cleanse or exhaustion, and whatever else. I don't believe they put any restrictions on that through this playlist, though we could see some later on, just to make this game more intense. Then another thing is that you will see here in parts where my health is low, and you're thinking, why don't you go back to base and get some more health? Well, the thing with this playlist is that you cannot gain more health by going back to base. The only way you can gain health is from if you have somebody with a heal on your team, if you have a potion, or if you look on the ground, you will see sometimes, I don't know if I run over one or not, but it's this little cross. If you look where my guy is now, Gragas, he's kind of standing by one of the platforms on the ground there, and a cross will pop up every once in a while, and you can walk over it. Yep, I'm going to do it now. See, I just walked over it, and I got some health back. So that's what they put in the game to kind of make teams compete over the health instead of just cowering back into base. You know, it's not that much fun. So my opinion on this really, in a nutshell, this is Summoner's Rift mid lane only, you know, blocking off all the other sides of the map. And for those of you who play League of Legends a lot, you will know that the most, you know, fun time of the game is when you have the big team exchanges. And so I think that's kind of what the goal of Riot was here, was to create a playlist where that was the whole game type. You had just team fights in and out the whole entire game, and in the end, I do believe it is a very fun game type. I have been playing it for the last day or so, that's about as long as it's been out. So my overall view on this is that I think it's almost in a way more competitive than Summoner's Rift, simply because in Summoner's Rift you can get into the game, you can talk to your teammates like, okay, I play ADC or I play APC, so let me play this character or that character, I can play this one really well, and you know, you can kind of work out your characters together to form a great team. Well, in this playlist, as I've kind of explained, you're handed your champion. You don't know what you're going to get. I have gotten a few here and there where I was kind of iffy on it, and I didn't exactly know very well how to play the character, which is why it made the game very interesting, though. So I do think that gives it more of a competitive edge. But at the same time, don't worry, Riot's not going to dump a bunch of tanked champions on your whole team, or, you know, anything like that. They will make it so that, you know, you have an APC or an ADC. They even up the teams pretty well and fairly, I believe. And I haven't really seen, I think I've seen one team where it was kind of OP, and I didn't find it very fair that Riot would have given them all the champions that they gave them and then gave us the ones that we had. But I do believe we could see this, maybe some pro players playing this, whether it's warm-up matches. So, keep an eye on this playlist. Play it here and there when you can. Maybe when you're alone, not with friends, and when you are with friends, you go and play Summoner's Rift. But I do believe it is a great playlist to invest your time in, and I think it might pay off in the future if you do gain some skill in it. It'll help you learn all the champions instead of just one that you simply like to play, and it will kind of make you learn how to play a support class or a tank class if you're not used to playing that. Now, some tips and tricks. This is just an idea that I have. If you will notice when you're playing, you'll have a few of your teammates. Let's say there's a big team exchange. You guys win. You're left with 3 players. 2 of them have full health. 1 is basically dead. I almost feel like if it's early on in the game, you're in the middle of the map, and you're confident that you guys aren't going to get overrun or get aced or anything, I almost feel as though it's worth you just running right out there and taking the death so that you can respawn and come back to help your teammates right away. Because there's no point in sitting there and cowering back and not doing much damage to help your team out because you're low on health and don't want to die, rather than just jump out there, take the death, and come back and deal a ton of damage for your team and maybe turn things around. So that's one idea I have. I haven't exactly done that myself, although I've thought about it, but I didn't want to get yelled at by my teammates for being a noob and such. So I haven't done that yet. Another tip that I kind of said earlier on is maybe just go straight into a big build. That might give you an edge on the team. Really though, this is all about pushing as a team. That is my biggest advice for anyone who is looking in how to play this game type. Biggest advice is to, if you don't know the champion, look up a guide on MobaFire. You're going to be able to look up your tune, or your champion I should say, and you're going to find the gear you should buy for him and whatnot. But the thing to be careful of is that gear is for Summoner's Rift. They have not really came out with many guides, or any yet that I have seen, for the classes I have looked up, the champions I have looked up, that have dealt with Howling Abyss. So, kind of look up a guide, get familiar with this tune before the game starts. I'm sorry if I keep saying tune champion. Same thing. You guys understand what I'm saying. And so, kind of get familiar with it so that you don't disappoint your team. Learn it a little bit while the map's loading, maybe, and then take it from there. And I would say push as a team. Definitely do not run out there all by yourself, because that just never works. We all know that. Play as a team, push as a team, win as a team. That's how I feel about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, and if you want to see future videos, please go ahead and subscribe. This is Exidium. I am out. Hope you guys enjoyed.